is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing for the very first time, 9-year-old
Ren.
Woo! The Big 9, the last year of single digits. How does it feel to be 9, Ren?
Good.
Do you feel older and wiser and more mature?
Yes.
And tell me some things that you got for your birthday.
I got 3 pairs of shoes.
And what's special about these here shoes that you got?
They're all high heels.
They're all high heels. Ren wishes she was about a foot taller than what she is. So she asked for the highest heels possible. And do they make you feel tall? Do they make you feel good?
Yeah.
So this was the first official week of summer where you guys didn't have to go to school. How do you think it went?
Well,
How would you say I think it went?
bad.
It was off to a little bit of a rough start, right?
Yes.
Because what do you guys have to do every day when you're home?
Chores.
And what chore did you have to do this week that is your least favorite thing to do of all time?
Clean my closet.
Because you hate putting clothes away, don't you?
Yes.
And instead of putting your clothes away, what do you like to do with them?
Hide them.
Hide them under your bed, smashed into drawers, behind the dresser. You're an equal opportunity clothing hider. Everywhere you can find a spot, you're going to shove them. So what I did was I pulled out all the clothes and had about a 3-foot pile of clothes that you had to put away this week. And were you happy about that?
No.
Definitely not. But every day you have a chore that you're going to have to do, right?
Unless like our cousins are here or on vacation or something like that.
Right. Well, without further ado, do you have a joke of the week for us today?
Yes. What song does a cat like best?
What song does a cat like best? I don't know.
3 Blind Mice.
I bet that is a cat's favorite song. I bet that's Clover's favorite song. She would like 3 blind birds. She likes to get birds, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was going to talk to everybody about was that we just started a Patreon page. Do you know what that is, Ren?
No.
That is a page where people can go and help us out for doing the podcast by giving like $1 or, whatever they want. And then they can get inside stuff from us. Like there's a picture of what we look like on there. Because do you think people wonder what we look like? Maybe. So yeah, if you become a Patreon subscriber, we would really appreciate it. And you get some cool inside stuff about our family. Pretty neat, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we told them that, let's get on with these questions.
Okay. Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round 1. The category is U.S. presidents. Question 1. Whose wife was the first former First Lady to run for president? Question 2. Who was the first president and only president unanimously elected? Question 3. Which president was elected a second time, years after the first, and also paid someone to go in his place when he was called to fight in the Civil War? Question 4. Who was the first U.S. president to die in office of natural causes? This president was also in office for the shortest amount of time and gave the longest speech. Jackson, Tyler, or Harrison? Question 5. Who was the youngest person ever to be elected president? Question 6. Which president lost 2 family members, his first wife and his mother, on the same day? Here's a hint. Teddy bears were also named after him. Question 7. Which president abolished slavery, established the Secret Service, and was a very good wrestler in his youth? And now, the answers to round 1. So, Quinn, I didn't think this would be the case, but after doing these questions and answers, I think this is my favorite category we've ever done on the podcast because I feel like the answers are so interesting.
Really?
Yep. So, buckle up. Question 1. Whose wife was the former first lady to run for president?
Bill Clinton.
And do you know what his wife's name was that ran for president?
Sarah Clinton. I actually have no idea.
Hillary!
Hillary. Okay. That I wasn't even close.
She lost to Trump.
Oh.
And did you know that the wife of the president is called the first lady?
Yeah. Can I have a joke?
Sure.
The green lady lives in the greenhouse. The pink lady lives in the pink house. The red lady lives in the red house. Where does the first lady live?
The White House!
Yay!
Question 2. Who was the first president and the only president unanimously elected?
George Washington. What does unanimously mean?
It means that nobody was in disagreement that he should have been president. Everybody said, who wants George Washington to be president? Everybody raised their hand, so he was president.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because now we vote and, some people vote Democrat, some people vote Republican. So a lot of people have differing opinions, but he was the only president who everybody said, yep, we want the G-dub.
Literally everybody?
Yeah, that's what unanimously means. Question 3. Which president was elected a second time years after the first and also paid someone to go in his place when he was called to fight in the Civil War?
Grover Cleveland.
So Grover Cleveland was the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States.
I knew they were 2 apart.
Yep. And the whole deal about him in the Civil War was this. So the American Congress passed the Conscription Act of 1863. This act required able-bodied men to serve the army if called upon. But by law, the person was allowed to send a substitute. Grover Cleveland decided not to go to war and paid $150 to George Beninsky, a Polish immigrant, to serve in his place. Thankfully, George Beninsky survived the war. Would you take $150 to go fight in the Civil War for someone else?
No. But, so George Beninsky was the 22nd and 24th president?
No. Grover Cleveland was, but Grover Cleveland paid George Beninsky to go to war for him.
So he paid George Beninsky to go fight for him?
Yeah, in his place.
Oh, and he survived?
Yeah.
Oh, did Grover survive?
Well, Grover didn't go to war, so he survived. Question 4. Who was the first president to die in office of natural causes? He was also in office the shortest time and gave the longest speech. Was it Jackson, Tyler, or Harrison?
Harrison. William Henry Harrison.
In 1840, William Harrison was elected to serve as the 9th president of the United States. He took office on March 4th, 1841, on a cold and wet day. He arrived on horseback to the ceremony without a hat or a coat,
and delivered the longest inaugural address in American history, which took nearly 2 hours to read. On March 24th, the president again came out without proper clothes in the cold and rain. On March 26th, Harrison became ill with cold-like symptoms and died on April 4th, just 31 days after the inauguration. Bananas! Can you believe that he was only president for a month?
That's crazy.
So, he became president. He showed up improperly dressed on a freezing cold day, stood outside and talked for 2 hours, then did it again,
Then got sick and died.
and then got sick and died. 31 days. That's crazy. Question 5. Who was the youngest person ever to be elected president?
John F. Kennedy. He was elected 35th President of the United States, the youngest person elected to office at age 43 in 65 days. And how old do you need to be to vote? It's like 35, right?
18. You have
No.
to be 35 to be president.
Yes. I said that wrong.
No, that's okay. I knew what you meant. So do you know what the F in John F. Kennedy stands for?
Fiona.
Nope.
I don't know.
Fitzgerald. John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Sounds like one of those crazy names for a brat.
For a brat?
Fitzgerald kind of sounds like a brat name. Like a brand of brat.
That's funny. A brat.
Named Fitzgerald.
Okay. Question 6. Which president lost 2 family members, his first wife and his mother, on the same day, February 14th, 1884? Here's a hint. Teddy bears were also named after him.
Theodore Roosevelt. On 14th of February in 1884, Theodore Roosevelt was summoned home from his workplace. He returned home to find his mother Mittie dead. She had been suffering from typhoid fever. A few hours later, his wife, Alice Lee, died of Bright's disease, a serious ailment of the kidney. These events devastated him so much that he withdrew from public life for 2 years. Teddy bears are named after him. This is because he spared the life of a bear cub during a hunting trip. Oh man.
Wah, wah. Sorry for that sad story. First, we got
So
William Harrison, who died. And then we talk about John F. Kennedy. We didn't talk about him dying, but that's a sad story, too. And now, poor old Teddy Roosevelt lost his mom and his wife on the same day. Question 7. Which president abolished slavery, established the Secret Service, and was a good wrestler in his youth?
Abraham Lincoln. Due to his long limbs, he could easily grapple opponents and perform tricky maneuvers. Out of an estimated 300 wrestling matches, Lincoln lost just 1. He even has an outstanding American honor in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Abe Lincoln was also the tallest president at 6 feet 4 inches. So, due to his long limbs, he could... Oh, I thought you were talking about like in court he could grapple opponents. I was like, so confused.
Nope. In wrestling, he was a grappler because of how tall and lanky he was.
Do you pick him up and shake him around?
Have you ever been to a wrestling match? You sweep the leg and flip him over and tippy top and sit on him. And
Yeah, I don't like wrestling.
I don't
Tragic.
know a lot about it either.
Some more tragic stuff in the president category.
This wrestling information is way less tragic than what happened to old Abe at the end of his life. So
It's true. He was on his way to a play. No,
he was at
theater.
A play. He was at a play.
At a play. Oh, he was on his way to the play, sat in like a VIP seat, and this guy walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head.
Man.
And his wife was sitting right next to him.
We are just... This was my favorite category until we turned this into like the bearer of bad tidings category.
Wow.
So interesting though, right? Interesting. Round 2. The category is Wild Kratts. Listener Braden sent us another great category idea. Thanks, Braden. Keep those ideas coming. Question 1. Which Kratt brother wears a blue power suit? Question 2. What kind of animal is Shadow? Question 3. What is the name of the villain who makes robots out of animals? Question 4. Who makes the Kratt brothers' creature power suits? Question 5. Which member of the Kratts crew loves to eat, especially pepperoni? He's also kind of clumsy. Question 6. What is the name of the wild Kratts' vehicle that can fly, swim, and drive? Question 7. Whose main goal is to make animals into clothing and fashion accessories? And now the answers to round 2. I was very excited for Brayden to pick this category as an idea because someone in our family loves the Wild Kratts. Who is that?
Me?
Hi, Brooks. Are you going to help me? Yeah. Question 1. Which Kratt brother wears a blue power suit?
Martin.
Martin does. And who wears the green power suit?
Chris.
Chris. How many Kratt brothers are there?
2.
2. How does their theme song go? Gonna go.
Wah, 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 Kratt can go, wah, 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 Kratt.
Wow, Kratts.
Wah, 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 Kratt can go, wah, 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 Kratt.
Good job. Question 2. What kind of animal is Shadow?
A rabbit.
Nope. A black jaguar. Question 3. What is the name of the villain who makes robots out of animals?
Zach.
Zach. And what are the robots called that he makes?
Zachbot.
Zachbots. Yep. Question 4. Who makes the Kratt brothers' creature power suits?
Aviva.
Aviva does. She's very good at that, isn't she?
Yes.
Which creature power that they get is your favorite one?
Jaguar.
Jaguar? I think you like the one where they turn into to sharks or... Oh, there's one where they turn into flamingos.
I want them to turn into sharks.
Question 5. This member of the Wild Kratts crew loves to eat, especially pepperoni. He's also kind of clumsy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy! What does Jimmy always wear?
A hat.
Yep, he always wears a hat, doesn't he?
And he always wears the same clothes.
Yes. Question 6. What is the name of the Wild Kratts vehicle that can swim, fly, and drive?
The Tortuga.
The Tortuga! Do you know what a Tortuga is?
What?
It's a tortoise. It's the Spanish word for tortoise.
Okay, what are we doing?
Question 7. Whose main goal is to make animals into clothing and fashion accessories?
Danita.
Danita. And who's always with Danita?
Davio.
Davio.
I like Davio because I like when he tried to get spiders and then the wild Kratts, when they were spiders, they let them all out. And then he looked on back of him and then he saw a shadow of a giant spider, but he's not really dead. It was actually Chris and Martin.
It was actually Chris and Martin?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so funny.
The spider one was funny.
The spider one was funny. I like that one too. Round 3. The category is travel. Question 1. Which country should you visit to see the Eiffel Tower? Question 2. Which country would you go to visit the Amazon rainforest? Question 3. Which country should you visit to see the Great Wall? Question 4. Venice is a city in which country where most roads are made of water and you can travel by gondola? Question 5. High up in the mountains, you'd be able to visit the ruins of Machu Picchu in which country? Question 6. Where would you go to visit the second most populated country in the world and see the Taj Mahal? Question 7. The Sydney Opera House and the Great Barrier Reef are both famous landmarks in what down under country? Round 3 answers. Question 1. Which country should you travel to if you wanted to see the Eiffel Tower?
France. The Eiffel Tower was built in Paris, France in 1889 for the World's Fair and is one of the most famous structures in the world.
Billy.
You sound like Lumiere.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
My grandparents just went to Paris, and I have a little pouch from them from Paris.
It's pretty cool, huh?
They climbed to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and I think that's awesome.
Question 2. Where would you go to visit the Amazon rainforest?
Brazil. Home to thousands of birds, mammals, plants, and bugs, it's one of the most interesting spots on the globe for zoologists. Most of the Amazon is found in Brazil, about 3/5 of it, but you can also visit it from Bolivia, Peru, and other South American countries.
Very interesting.
So there are more than one places that has the Amazon.
Rainforest, yep.
That's
it
crazy.
Spans across Brazil and those, well, it says Bolivia, Peru, and other. So I'm not sure how many in total, but it probably touches quite a few.
Probably.
Question 3. Which country should you visit to see the Great Wall?
China. Made by the Chinese over several centuries, this stone wall is over 13,171 miles long, stretching across most of the country.
It was originally built by the Chinese to protect their lands from enemies to the north.
That's crazy.
13,000 miles long. And have you seen how how tall the wall is?
So it's 13,171 miles long? Imagine walking that.
Yeah, I don't think you could probably do it very quickly.
A year?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
I'm thinking 5 months. I'm not sure.
It would take a long time. Question 4. Venice is a city in which country where most roads are made of water and you can travel by gondola?
Italy. Gondolas are most well known in Venice, Italy, a city with a canal system which requires that people travel around in boats rather than in cars. That's not to say people don't walk around in Venice. It's also called the City of Bridges. Narrow pathways allow people to walk around the city and cross the canals. Venice is also known as the floating city because it's built on a lagoon. The entirety of Venice seemingly floats on the water.
Crazy. So the city of Venice is literally built on water.
That's
I don't know how.
Psycho.
Don't ask me how they did that, but I've been there. It is amazing.
Did you have to travel by boat?
Oh, well, I didn't have to. I chose to a couple times. I took a water taxi, like a regular taxi, but a boat.
Whoa. And did you walk a lot?
Yeah, you can walk places too, but there are...
Did you ever take any cars?
Nope. Just walked.
That's crazy.
Question 5. High up in the mountains, you'd be able to visit the ruins of Machu Picchu in which country?
Peru. The ruins at Machu Picchu were built hundreds of years ago by the Inca people. It has since become one of the new 7 wonders of the world. What's Machu Picchu?
It's where the Incan civilization was, and it's this huge stone, like castle type place that is just super old and very cool. And it's one of those wonders, like, how in the world did people build this so long ago without
Whoa.
modern tools and stuff?
Machu Picchu.
Do you know what Machu Picchu reminds me of?
Bubble guppies.
Bubble guppies. There's an episode where they're going into Peru and there's a train and it's the Machu Picchu choo-choo. And as it drives, it goes, Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu.
Can't believe you still remember that.
Question 7. Where would you go to visit the second most populated country in the world and see the Taj Mahal?
India. It is said that over 20,000 workers built the monument and over 1,000 elephants were used to help with the transport of the heavy material during the construction.
Could you imagine watching that be built? Like all those people and then like elephants hauling large rocks and marble and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when you think about how people built things back then, like Machu Picchu or the Taj Mahal or the pyramids, it is mind-blowing.
It's like boggling.
Question 7. The Sydney Opera House and the Great Barrier Reef are both famous landmarks in what down under country?
Australia.
Australia. Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Okay.
That's from a movie. I bet the parents will get that one.
I'm not a parent, so I'm clueless.
What does she say on Despicable Me, where she's trying to speak in Australian, where Lucy's going to Australia and she sings like didgeridoo and Hugh Jackman. You remember that part?
Yeah.
Oh, she says wallaby, didgeridoo, Hugh Jackman.
Who's Hugh Jackman?
He's the guy from Greatest Showman.
But why did you think it was Australia?
He is Australian.
What?
Yeah, he just speaks in an English accent in that movie.
This is the greatest show. Just think of that guy being Australian.
He is.
That's awesome.
Round 4. The category is Legos. Question 1. In which country was Lego invented? Question 2. What is the name of the main character in the Lego movie? Question 3. Which Lego toy for children under the age of 5 was invented in 1967? Question 4. What is the name of the official Lego theme park in California? Question 5. Which of the following colors is not considered to be one of the original Lego brick colors? Red, orange, blue, or yellow? Question 6. How many pieces come in a standard 500-piece bucket? Question 7. Which product range of Lego was designed primarily for girls in 2012? The theme introduced mini doll figures, which are about the same size as a traditional Lego minifigure, but are more detailed and realistic. And now the answers to round 4. I forgot to mention it in the question part, but this round idea is thanks to listener Alice. Thanks, Alice. Question 1. In which country was Lego invented?
Denmark.
Do you know where Denmark is, Ren?
No.
Take a wild guess.
Florida?
Denmark is a country.
I don't know.
Denmark is in Europe. And it's just north of Germany. And they like building block toys, apparently. Question 2. What is the name of the main character in the Lego movie?
Emmett Brakowski.
Emmett Brakowski. Did you like the Lego movies? I haven't seen any of them.
Yes.
Do you like the regular Lego movies better or the Batman Lego movies?
They're both really good. The Batman ones are more funny, but then the Lego ones are really funny too. So that's...
And Brooks watches all the Lego Avenger cartoons.
Yes, he does.
All the time.
Capitalize that.
Question 3. Which Lego toy for children under the age of 5 was invented in 1967?
Duplo.
So what's different from Lego Duplos compared to the Legos that you play with?
Duplo are like fat, big blocks.
Yep.
I think they're for like 2-year-olds.
Yep, 0 to 5.
Because like 0-year-olds to 5-year-olds, they could swallow those small pieces because most of them aren't like huge chunks of houses or something.
Right.
Like that.
And the bigger pieces are also easier for them to grab and put together. But you're absolutely right about them swallowing them because those little Lego pieces that you guys play with, those could be easily just popped into your mouth, couldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Question 4. What is the name of the official Lego theme park in California?
Legoland.
So we've never been to Legoland theme park in California, but we have been to Legoland
Where
where?
else?
No, we've been to Legoland where?
Florida.
No.
Where was it? Omaha?
Nope.
I don't remember.
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas City.
Kansas City. And what do we do at Legoland in Kansas City?
There are like rides and no.
Yeah, there's a little ride
Yeah.
and you can build like
Yeah.
Lego pizzas and make Lego towers,
It's
and there's
really
like a
fun.
playground and movies. Oh, there's like 4D movies where we put on glasses
Oh, right.
and they spray water in our faces and bubbles and stuff. Question 5. Which of the following is not considered to be one of the original Lego brick colors? Red, orange, blue, or yellow?
Orange. It's kind of obvious that it's orange because all of those are primary colors.
Except orange.
Yeah.
You're right. Question 6. How many pieces come in a standard 500-piece bucket?
500.
Trick question! Did anyone say 501? Or I wonder, I've never counted, of course, but I wonder if every single, like when it says there's 496 Legos, is there absolutely that number? Or do you think they sometimes mess up and give you one extra or one less?
I don't know.
They probably have machines that do very specific counting, don't they?
Yeah. But I don't know. They may not count like the extra pieces to add them on if you like lose one.
Oh yeah, they do give you extra pieces in like the Lego building sets,
Yeah,
don't they? Like if
like-
you're building a specific
My brother
house
made
or-
obviously an Avenger Lego set, and there was like extra guns
And an extra
mini
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, and extra shooters and extra flowers and that stuff, and extra guns.
That is nice that they send extras of the little things because
Yeah.
they're easily lost.
Mhm.
Question 7. Rich. Which product range of Lego was designed primarily for girls in 2012? The theme introduced mini doll figures, which are about the same size as traditional Lego minifigures, but are more detailed and realistic.
Lego Friends. I still play with those a lot. I
Yeah.
have like 6 Lego sets of those.
You don't play with them, though. You built them all, and then you just leave them set.
No, I don't.
They're
I
all
yell
in your
at
bedroom.
people for to stop touching
You yell
them.
at people if they touch them.
Not people. I yell at Brooks, specifically Brooks, the one that makes the Lego Avengers.
So what all have you built? What all do you have in your room right now sitting on your dresser?
A house, a dog place, a kitchen, what's it called? Oh, right, a school and a hospital.
Do you have a hair
A
salon?
vet.
Or
No,
no. You
no,
have a
no
hair
hair salon.
Oh, you've got a lot of them though.
Yeah.
Lego Friends are very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Round 5. The category is musical instruments. Question 1. This musical instrument is a member of the brass family and is played by a musician blowing into the mouthpiece. What is the name of this instrument
that in modern examples has 3 buttons which change the sound? Question 2. Which musical instrument is a member of the percussion family and is played by striking wooden or metal bars with a mallet? Question 3. This instrument can often be found in a rock band. It usually has 6 strings and uses an amplifier to make the sound louder. What is the name of this instrument? Question 4. The harmonica is a small instrument that used to be made of wood, but are now commonly made of different types of plastic or metal. How do you play a harmonica? Question 5. Which brass instrument uses a slide, not valves, to change the pitch? Question 6. Which instrument, commonly made of a silver-colored metal, is played by blowing across, not into, the mouthpiece? Question 7. What is the oldest musical instrument in existence and may come in snare and bass varieties? And now the answers to round 5. Question 1. This musical instrument is a member of the brass family and is played by a musician blowing into the mouthpiece. What is the name of this instrument that in modern examples has 3 buttons which change the sound?
A trumpet.
I played the trumpet in high school.
I play the flute, but I like Louis Armstrong a lot.
I liked the trumpet because it was loud. And I wanted people to hear me play.
Huh. Never knew that.
And because my aunt played the trumpet and we already owned a trumpet and my parents didn't have to buy a new instrument.
Oh, so you kind of got what you wanted with no price?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was like a double win. Question 2. What musical instrument is a member of the percussion family and is played by striking wooden or metal bars with a mallet?
A xylophone.
When you think of a xylophone, what do you think of?
I think of a little toy xylophone with the colored...
With rainbow-colored
Yeah,
keys, right?
yeah.
I feel like every time I think of a xylophone, it's that little Fisher-Price one that has wheels and the different colored rainbow keys. Something unique about xylophone. What letter does it start with?
An X, though it sounds like a Z with a Z.
Right.
Xylophone.
So I feel like anytime there's in a classroom or on flashcards, if it's a letter X, it's a xylophone. Question 3. This instrument can often be found in a rock band. The instrument usually has 6 strings and uses an amplifier to make the sound louder. What is the name of this instrument?
An electric guitar.
Is that what it sounds like? Was that
yeah.
close at all?
Yeah, that reminded me of the one that our grandma has, that little tiny toy green one.
Oh.
And you push some buttons and it makes it sound like a...
That kind of sounded like I stepped on a cat's tail. Question 4. The harmonica is a small instrument that used to be made of wood, but is now more commonly made of types of plastic or metal. How do you play a harmonica?
You blow into it with your mouth, and if you want to change the key, you move the harmonica so that you can go different tunes.
Right, you blow, like, there's all kinds of different holes, and each hole makes a different sound or a different note, right?
So you just slide the harmonica over to a different hole, and then you can play that note.
Yeah. Question 5. Which Which brass instrument uses a slide, not valves, to change the pitch?
A trombone.
Your dad played the trombone, so that's his favorite.
Well, I still think the flute is the best.
Question 6. Which instrument is commonly made of a silver-colored metal and is played by blowing across, not into, the mouthpiece?
The flute!
Of course, I was going to have a flute question for you. And the flute is a really hard instrument to play, so are you enjoying it?
I love it, and it's actually pretty easy once you get to play it. I'd recommend it.
Question 7. What is the oldest musical instrument in existence and may come in snare or bass varieties?
The drum.
I thought playing the drums was so cool. I wanted to play the drums so badly. Did you think about playing the drums ever?
I wanted to do percussion because I have been doing 2 years of piano because I couldn't figure out which instrument to play. They were like, nope, we have too many people. So
the drums are a popular instrument in band, aren't they?
they are. It's percussion and not many people get to play it. So they think it's like so cool.
Well, it's cool. I like the drums.
I do too.
And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. Which president was elected a second time, years after the first, and also paid someone to go in his place when he was called to fight in the Civil War?
Grover Cleveland.
Question 2. High up in the mountains, you'd be able to visit the ruins of Machu Picchu in which country?
Peru.
Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu. Question 3. In which country was Lego invented?
Denmark.
Question 4. Which brass instrument uses a slide, not valves, in order to change the pitch?
Trombone.
Question 5. Who was the first U.S. president to die in office of natural causes? He was also in office the shortest amount of time and gave the longest speech.
William Henry Harrison.
Question 6. Where would you go to visit the Amazon rainforest?
Brazil.
Question 7. Which instrument is commonly made out of a silver-colored metal and is played by blowing across, not into, the mouthpiece?
Flute.
And that's the end, my friends.
Bye.
I hope you guys are having a great summer or a great start to summer. We start Vacation Bible School this week. Are you excited for that?
Yes.
And we also have lots of softball and golf this week and all kinds of fun summer things. We don't have very summery weather right now, though, so hopefully it warms up a little bit so we can get to the pool, right?
Yeah, that's a good explanation.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.